Eugenia Cooney, if you see this ever or hear about this ever, just write me an email and say, please stop, and I'll never make a video about you again.
And his fans wonder why the commentary community call him a liar. How's it going, everybody? This is Novakast back with another video. With this one, it is another Greg Onision video. And it's come to no surprise that he's, done another Eugenia Cooney video. Great. And, a while back he said he wasn't going to do any more videos, but after him making that announcement or that promise to Eugenia Cooney, he continues to do so. Now, I want to point out that when it comes down to the stuff that Eugenia Cooney is doing, or at least when it comes to her health, I don't want to comment too much on that, because deep down, whatever's going on, I do feel that she needs help. But unfortunately, when it comes to the harassment, or when it comes to Onision's videos, it needs to be addressed. So with this, we're going to talk about the video that he posted called "I Give Up on Her Pro Anorexia YouTuber. Cancer to Viewers." Oh boy, this is going to be interesting.
Hi, I went to onision.co. Someone's saying I'm worried about Eugenia Cooney. She went back to being skinny as she was before rehab. So I haven't checked on Eugenia Cooney in the last week or so. Let's see what's up. Here's her channel of 2.2 million subscribers. As you can see in the bottom there, it's 2.3 thousand likes, 4.4 thousand dislikes. You got a lot of people mad at her. Or should I say frustrated? They're frustrated with her.
Yeah, and if I were to give my opinion, which, since it's my channel, I can, I have no doubt believe that, with videos like this, more and more people are going to be frustrated and, in some sense, ensue hate towards Eugenia Cooney, causing whatever is going on with her to get even worse. So, inevitably, Onision is kind of adding on to the problem, like he usually does. So, bravo, dickhead.
Alright, so as we can see, her arms are actually pretty thin. But in this particular video, I'm not seeing any highlight of how extreme it is outside seeing her arm. It says here, guys, the comments about her relapsing are music to the disorder's ears. In other words, she's feeling rewarded when you say, oh my god. It's a whole psychological mess. This person says, I'm not judging you for relapsing because I want to treatment 3 times before it finally stuck with me. And I knew I wanted to be better. Please try again. Do you realize how many of your birthday cakes you missed out on? How many outings with friends? You know how much time you wasted body checking? Eugenia, you deserve to eat cake. I could say the same thing about myself, because I don't like birthday cake.
First, talking about her image, doesn't that cause her, or add on to the possible relapse? Wasn't that one of the things that was said not to do for someone who just got out of therapy or rehab or whatever she went through? Second, if some of the stories from her last close friend, i.e. Jack and Glenn, mention, at this point, we would have to blame the parents or the mother for what's going on with her. Because if I recall, and please leave in the comments, correct me, wasn't it brought up that the mother was possibly putting her in that mindset to be skinny? I don't know. It's just, at this point, with videos like this from Onision, he's ensuing hate on Eugenia Cooney, but not looking at what could be the actual problem. Also, to make a comment on his last thing he said, nobody gives a shit.
That, and I missed out on a lot of things because I jerk off too much.
Nobody wants to hear how you play with your baby carrot.
Oh shit! Burn! Burn!
Anyway, this person goes on to say, and it's triggering to so many people, and we know you're well aware of that. You guys, Eugenia Cooney doesn't care She does not care. I'll say this again so you can hear it. Eugenia Cooney does not care about your opinion or the people she triggers or who she's hurting or that she's hurting herself. She doesn't care about herself in that regard. She doesn't care about you in that regard. And I don't need to prove it because she proves it by herself by showing up every single day, starving herself and not doing a damn thing to stop doing it.
So I think this brings up the obvious question. If you know all that, then why are you making a video in the first place? Now, if you guys answered in the comments that Onision, just wants to make money off Eugenia Cooney, so he's making the video because he's a greedy little fucker, then you are absolutely correct. More than likely, he doesn't care about the situations, which it's funny that he talks about, Eugenia Cooney not caring about how people feel, when in turn he's made a lot of other videos where he doesn't care about how people feel, or think or feel, at all. In fact, the beginning of this video, which I cut out, talks about, a disturbing warning. He doesn't care about the content that he produces. All he cares about is being offensive, and doesn't care about your feelings. So at this point, it's ironic that he even is, or at least to me anyway, that he's even talking about the fact that, Eugenia Cooney doesn't care about people's feelings when, in turn, neither does he. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if he doesn't give two shits about even what he's saying in this video. Doesn't care about how people feel when it comes to the situation with Eugenia Cooney. Just wants to make that quick buck.
On onision.co we got, really hope she gets better soon. That's not gonna help. I've sent a few messages to her before. Yeah, me too. Probably not gonna help. In one,
Greg, you made videos treating her like shit. Of course she's not going to listen to you. You dumb fuck.
I said about how when people gain weight, they get used to how they look over a few weeks or months, and it becomes more normal. Do you think she sees eating more as an unusual activity? Well, Dr. James thinks that Eugenia Cooney is beyond obviously mentally sick.
I'm sorry, but is he referring to himself in the third person? Just for that.
Come here.
Yeah.
Come on, Roach.
Oh, and by the way, just so you guys know, the only knowledge that he knows of anything involving medical situations is of that of, a simple Google search. Which, by the way, I also want to point out that usually when he does Google something involving anything medical, he only looks at the stuff that benefits his own narrative. Kind of like that one moment where he was trying to argue with a professional doctor about his son's situation in the ER. In case you guys are wondering, he did a whole Draw My Life video on that. And let's face it, if you really listen to the whole conversation, he sounds really fucking stupid for arguing with the doctor about something that he clearly has no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
And that you cannot reason with her. Nothing we say or do will really have an impact on her unless, of course, she was Jacqueline Glynn again. And some of you know what that means.
I feel like with that comment, he's just jealous that, somebody other than himself got her the help she needed. That really pisses you off, doesn't it? The fact that, you were proven wrong time and time again. Your attempts to harass her didn't work into getting her help. But when Jacqueline Glenn, who was a friend of hers, got her help, you became really butthurt about that. And I think at this point you still are to this day, aren't you? Man. I guess it's come to be, expected at this point. You can't handle letting go of the past, and you have to hold a grudge on every person that you feel wrongs you. Oh boy, you're such a man-child.
I Love Vodka on Onision.co says, as someone who worked in a rehab, relapses are common. It's not odd to see someone relapse to old ways, their behavior once or twice, eventually healing. I don't know if that's going to be with her current environment. What I don't want is to see the new wave of videos outright mocking her or making her subject. As someone who specializes in psychology, bringing attention to it isn't going to help. No one can save everybody. People and their effed up warped views on life will still worship her. Regardless, she would double down on using her disease as a coping mechanism. Best way is either call for help or, just ignore her. So, when I ignored Eugenia, she got way worse.
You are made of stupid.
I think it's quite the opposite. When you were making videos on her, you were bringing attention to what was going on with her more and more in a very, very, very negative light. I mean, does everybody remember the very offensive skit that he posted on one of his channels about Eugenia Cooney? I mean, I sure do. Do we really need to... You know what? Fuck it. Let's show the clip.
Hi, I'm Eugenia Cooney and I'm doing a cooking show. You shouldn't be concerned. I go to the bathroom through my mouth, so it's okay.
Not to mention the onslaught of commentary, or as you put in the description, comedy videos that were basically harassing and bullying Eugenia Cooney, attacking her for her own faults. And then let's not forget the ultimate gem, where you were telling your audience to go and try to contact doctors to try to get her admitted, adding on to harassment. I'm sorry, but no. Don't play as yourself as this sort of saint. You're far from that. If anything, when it comes to this whole situation, you're nothing more than a bully, a harasser. Somebody who is obsessed with Eugenia Cooney, and at this point has no place to talk about her, considering the fact, and yes, I know this goes against freedom of speech, but let's face it, he made a promise to Eugenia Cooney to stop making videos. And did he? Fuck no. He realized that Eugenia Cooney, in some sense, was like a cash cow to him. So he decided to continue making videos, video after video after video, pretending to be like he's this sort of concerned citizen, when really he's just somebody who's poking her and just trying to get as much cash out of her as possible.
Way worse. And I'm not saying that I played an impact, but I am saying ignoring didn't help. I made plenty of videos mocking the fact that she was triggering people to harm themselves. I made plenty of videos mocking the fact that she has little males and little females watching her who have been destroyed by her.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you parasite. You made videos just mocking her in general. Shut the fuck up.
And I think it's okay to mock someone destroying lives.
Really? Okay, we'll play your game. Should we mock you then for attacking your exes, when at that point, when they are done with you, you continue to making videos of them after the fact that they were done with you? Or how about the fact that you were making videos judging girls about their bodies, or harassing people about their illnesses? Better yet, why don't we attack you or mock you for making fun of people with BPD, or making fun of you for being a racist? I'm sorry, but if you're going to play that game, then you should be open for mockery by the public for a lot of the other shit that you yourself have pulled. And I'm not saying go do that, by the way. I'm just making an example because that shit he just said is really fucking stupid. Especially with the fact that in the past, he doesn't like it when people talk about him and his faults. I'm sorry, but it doesn't work like that. If you make a mistake, then you're open to criticism. And at this point, if you're going to mock somebody or criticize somebody, then you sure as hell be ready for other people to criticize you.
Now, with that being said, right now I feel like there's pretty much nothing you can do about Eugenia Cooney other than maybe flag her videos as triggering and enabling eating disorder.
So, are you trying to tell people to ensue hate towards Eugenia Cooney by telling them to flag people's videos? Because if I recall, that sometimes, makes your videos or even your channel accessible to be, let's say for the videos, taken down, striked, or the more harsher punishment, your channel being removed for harassment. So you probably should watch what you say.
Which you think YouTube would care about, because obviously she's encouraging the lifestyle. For instance, here she is again with that little smug smirk on her face as she shows off that she has an eating disorder, triggering all the people watching her, saying, "Oh, Eugenia, I wish I looked like you. Oh, Eugenia, you're so beautiful. Oh, Eugenia, why can't I be as thin as you?" i.e. kill themselves through starvation. There's a reason this video has 13,000 dislikes and 4,007 likes. Thousands upon thousands of people find this appalling. Look how skinny my legs are, guys. Wow, don't you wish you could be as skinny as me? My diet is healthy. I'm okay the way I am. You should be just like me and starve yourselves as well. Ooh woo, feel bad for me though. Yep, there's my leg again. This is totally normal. Guys, you should be just like me. Look at me, I'm Eugenia. Guess what? She has monetized anorexia. She made 250,000 views off that, which translates to anywhere from $250 to $1,000. So if you couldn't tell, I'm kind of bored of the Eugenia Cooney topic because she's not gonna change.
If you're bored and know that she isn't going to change, then why the fuck make the video?
And 2, I'm bored of playing nice, because obviously playing nice and saying, "Aw, be strong, girl," it ain't doing crap.
And let's face it, you never did that originally. Now, I know some people will mention the fact that he did the videos where he was, quote-unquote, complimenting her success in treatment, but let's be real here. That was fake as fuck. He didn't actually believe in her. Once she got out of treatment, he tried to make himself as if he was the one that got her into treatment. Because he can't handle his own ego.
So, unless there's a Jacqueline Glenn out there, i.e. a close friend of Eugenia's who wants to get her help personally, and unless YouTube actually decides to not enable people to starve themselves constantly by promoting Eugenia Cooney's videos on their platform, if she really wants to continue to monetize anorexia and encourage her audience to kill themselves, what can we do?
Well, first, don't be a dick, like you're doing. Second, and I know this is going to sound harsh, but for those people that suffer from eating disorders, who are triggered by Eugenia Cooney, don't watch the content. Why are you guys putting yourself in that position where you are watching the content that could trigger you with how skinny she is? Third, it was brought up around the same time that Eugenia Cooney got out treatment that there was possibly something bigger going on in the household. That somebody was influencing Eugenia Cooney to be skinny. So, if anything, I think people should be looking into that instead of just attacking Eugenia Cooney. Now, in a sense, yeah, it may be, her decision to stay skinny, but again, there might be something a lot bigger than we that we don't even understand. I mean, at this point, we're only just people, on the internet looking into what's going on. And the only glimpses of Eugenia Cooney are just videos of her. And all we see are just, what she looks like. We don't know the inner workings of her life, for the most part. Besides the few friends that, tried to be there for her. So, in the end, we don't know the full picture. We don't know of everything that's going on. And at this point, all I can say is I'm at a loss of words for the situation. As I mentioned, when it comes to the Eugenia Cooney situation, I try to be understanding when it comes to what's going on. But at the same time, I'm not going to harass her, nor am I going to guilt her at all. I mean, ultimately, when it comes to her having a healthy life, that's up to her. I know that's hard to hear, but unfortunately, there's not much that myself or Onision, which I think he has no part in, or should have no part in, or anybody else on the internet has a chance to influence. Ultimately, it is up to her to get the help she needs. Do I feel that her videos, because I tried watching one of her videos. Do I feel that her videos are promoting anorexia? That's going to be a hard one, because at this point, all I see, especially with the videos itself, is, her trying on makeup or trying on clothes. Though I think with the whole clothes thing, that might be a little bit much, especially with her condition. So, I honestly don't know. I really don't. I wish I would have all the answers, but in cases like this, I don't. And like I said, I'm only somebody on the internet looking into, having a kind of an outside perspective on Eugenia Cooney. Just like Greg, who I would assume has no interaction with her, is doing the exact same thing. And just assuming. And kind of making an ass of himself by making grand assumptions of her and a variety of other people. So, just final words of this whole situation. One, if Greg is done, he shouldn't have made the video. In fact, a variety of other videos he shouldn't have made, especially with him making a promise to Eugenia Cooney, but then ultimately breaking it. Second, when it comes to the Eugenia Cooney situation, I'm not going to pretend like I'm going to know the answers. All I can say is I wish, I wish that she, gets the help she needs whenever she feels that she needs it. Ultimately, myself and many others can't force her into a treatment or harass her, which is something that Greg has done, harass her into getting treatment. I feel like stuff like that, where you choose or have your audiences go and bomb her comments or her videos with hate, is only going to make the situation worse. So, don't do that. But ultimately, like I said, I don't know. And I'm not going to pretend to know. So, I think I'm going to end it here. I'm sure I'm going to offend a few people. I am sorry. I'm trying to, especially when it comes to the whole Eugenia Cooney situation, I try to be as sensitive as I can be. Even though, sometimes I fail at it. But I ask you guys, leave in the comments your thoughts on this whole situation. I know some people are going to feel very either offended by me or offended by Greg. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Especially with, in terms of this particular situation. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to follow us on social media. Links are in the description, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. With that being said, this is Rob of Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.